Welcome to the Wise Take DFS Podcast. I am your host, CK013. You can find me on Twitter at CK_013. And I'm joined once again by our good friend, Jason Gaede, better known as Slim Gaede. You can find him on Twitter at RealSlimGaede. Jason obviously writes our Exit Velocity StatCast articles. He typically writes up 3 to 4 hitters, usually 3 hitters, looking at their exit velocities for the last 14 days against whatever split they're facing. It's a really cool article, really intriguing. And there's a bunch of guys that Jason could write out, but he just writes up the guys that he happens to think are in good spots also. But it's a very interesting article, and it's completely free. Jason, what's happening, brother?
Not much, man. Having a really good night. Sale and Kluber killed it for me. So,
there you go.
Yeah. Just racking up points, racking up dollars, baby.
There you go. That's what it's all about, man. The Sale and Kluber combo on DraftKings. You know, I got to say, it was so funny, man. The live stream that we did earlier, the premium stream we do for the members, man, we just crushed today. Just the stuff that we were talking about, the conversations we were having. We even had a debate because Patio Joe was leaning Kluber and Paulie was leaning Sale. And by the time that we all talked it out, the three of us just kind of talked it out, and we ended up literally saying, okay, so Kluber probably has a higher floor because the Rockies are coming back from Coors. They haven't, they don't see Kluber all that often. Whereas Sale, he's seen Tampa a lot, being that it's in his division, and Patio Joe noted that each start he had, while he struck out 12 at least, he was like his scores were going lower and lower. So we ended up talking it out to a point where we literally said, okay, so Kluber has a higher floor, Sale has a higher ceiling, so we said that what's probably going to end up happening is Kluber's going to get 60 to 65, and then Sale's going to get 70 to 75. And it's almost to a T what happened. It wasn't just that, man. It was the hitters, man. But Patio Joe was all over. What's his name for the Astros leading off? Was it Gurriel? Bregman. I'm sorry, Bregman. Gurriel home run too. Freeman. It's like everybody that we talked about. McCutchen. Paulie D was hyping up Cespedes big time, and the Mets in general, man. And it was just phenomenal, and our members seemed happy. I checked in. I popped in the chat after lock, and the members were in there saying that they were having fun. It seemed like they were all doing pretty well. So, yeah, man.
What's it all about?
That's it, man. That's what we do here, right? That's what we do?
What we're doing.
Man. We have fun, and we go get it. We try to get that money. And we have fun, man. That's one thing we definitely do. We know how to have fun.
No doubt, man.
So we got 2 slates. Well, really, on FanDuel, I don't know why they keep doing this. What's the point of having late swap if you're just gonna split the slates up anyway? I don't understand.
I don't either. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, it makes no sense. But they decided to do it again. So it is what it is. It's, So now, FanDuel, we're not going to talk about the early slate. We're going to talk strictly DraftKings because they're the only ones who kept it a 5-game slate. So we'll break down the early 5-game slate from a DraftKings perspective because anything less than 5 games is just it's not really worth talking about on here. So we'll do that, and then for the main slate, all bets are off. Whatever you like on either side is fine. But you ready to do this, brother?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Let's do it. Let's see. First game, we got Martin Perez, the lefty, from the Texas Rangers, visiting Rafael Montero of my New York Mets.
So the first thing I'm always looking at when you got Perez out there is I'm looking at right-handed hitters on the other side. He's really good against lefties, and he's terrible against righties for the most part. So, maybe your boy Cespedes. I don't see a whole lot from either one of these pitchers that I'm interested in, but I guess in a 5-game slate, if you're talking just playing tournaments, you got to kind of look at everybody. I don't know. What do you got on the pitchers on that?
Montero is interesting because he's not by any means good. The Mets have been waiting for this kid he's been one of our prospects forever now, and we tried him in the bullpen, we've tried him everywhere, and this guy just sucks. But he has a little bit of K upside. He can strike you out, but he only does that to teams that are undisciplined because he throws a lot of balls. That's his issue. He's usually has a higher walk rate. His hard contact numbers are pretty bad. But he does have K upside, and anytime that you have a pitcher with K upside against the Rangers, you kind of have to at least take a look, especially on DraftKings. He's 5'4", So, like, I got to see what else is out there. Obviously, I haven't looked just yet at some of the other options, but, like, I don't think that there's too many great. I know we got Bum, all right? Is he on the early slate?
We got a couple. Yeah, he's on the early.
Right.
And I think he's sitting at 12-5.
Right. So, I mean, for the guy, do I want to go here first look? Absolutely not. Like, I never want to roster Montero. But, whenever you see those teams, the Rays, the Brewers, the Rangers, you always have to hesitate first look because you know that they're some of the heaviest strikeout teams in the league.
That's right.
But yeah, first look though, yeah, I think the bats are certainly in play on both sides.
Both sides for sure.
It's interesting with the Mets because this should be a decent matchup for a guy like Flores. Assuming he plays.
Yeah.
Just because I mean, we always know lefties against Patio Joe always says death taxes and Wilmer Flores against lefties. That's what Patio Joe.
Well, who was the last lefty they started against? I think he hit cleanup and hit a home run. Yeah. I think it was a good lefty
was it Rich
too.
Hill or something like that. It was.
I think it was. Yeah, I know it was a good lefty. So
yeah, I think it was against the Dodgers. So that he's somebody that I think we should keep an eye on. I'm very curious to see how this kid Ahmed Rosario does against lefties because he's been called up. I don't think he's seen a lefty yet, or if he has, he hasn't been a bad lefty like Martin Perez. So I'd be very interested to see what this kid does, man. I'm still waiting for him to do something. I think he will eventually, but I'm still waiting for it, man.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah, we'll see. It's always a bummer because he played in the the PCL, Pacific Coast League. So he was playing in Las Vegas for the Area 51. So it's kind of like playing in Chase. Like you don't know what his true power is because he spent so much time in a boosted area. You know what I mean?
It's a good call.
But I hope he's good. The Mets seem to be high. But on the other side, man, like guys like Odor Gallo. I mean, it's hard Gallo dong again. It's hard not to like Gallo, man. That dude was just phenomenal. So I think the bats on both sides are in play. A little early game. I expect there to be some ownership here, especially after what happened today. Both these teams hit some home runs, so I expect people to be here. You're not being sneaky.
Yeah, big time on the bats.
That's it. All right. Antonio Senzatella of the Colorado Rockies visiting Trevor Bauer of the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah, I'm not looking too much at either of these guys. Probably, I mean, Bauer's going to get some looks for sure. Man, I just don't trust him. I know that we've talked about him. There's been a lot of talk about him in several spots. Again, Rocky's second game off Coors. Probably going to look at it. Man, I don't know. They're probably not going to look too good when we look at VMI and everything. But again, I mean, you're talking 5 games, so I think you got to give Bauer some looks here for sure. I'd like to see some more from the Cleveland hitters, though. Guys I've been rostering lately have been letting me down, so I need to pick up that offense a little bit. But got it just in time today to get Kluber that win, so that was nice. But yeah, I'll have some interest in Cleveland bats, but I'm a little cautious on them right now.
Yeah, man, I totally get it. Against a guy like Senzatella, he gets the ball on the ground. I like Bauer a lot in this spot, and you're right. He's not going to be a secret, especially on DraftKings. I would imagine he's going to have a solid amount of ownership. Even on FanDuel and cash, maybe, I don't know, but in tournaments, he'll definitely have a lot of ownership when people think they're being cute and playing Bauer. But just his stats have been impressive, man. Like, honestly, like last year, right? He finished last year with a 7.96 K per nine. This year, he's at 9.85. His home run per 9 is 1.19, so he does give it the long ball. But his batting average balls in play, 343. So he's been very unlucky. His left on base percent is 69.7. Very unlucky. His ERA is 5, but his FIP is 3.89 and his xFIP is 3.71. So, we should see some positive regression. And we've seen him have some big games already this season. We saw what Kluber just did to these guys. And like you said, man, Cuse will be giving us that VMI article, and I guarantee you Colorado's going to be way on negative,
Yeah.
It's a big. It's like people always talk about the advantage they have with the fact that their home games are on Coors, but what they don't understand is think about it. These guys have to constantly, they're constantly getting fucked with the weather and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like.
Yeah, and then look at their numbers when they go on the road. So
yeah, man, it's like that.
I mean, it works both ways.
It works both ways, man. You always see it. It always takes them usually a couple series on a road trip to really start winning on the road. It's tough, and so yeah, man. I think Bauer is a guy that even going forward is somebody we want to keep an eye on, just because his numbers show that he's due to. We got to see some progression here. I mean, an xFIP of 3.71, that's pretty good. And your ERA is 5. That's a pretty big difference, man. So things haven't been going his way, but I expect him to turn around. I don't mind picking on the Rockies at all.
No.
Let's see. Giovanni Gallardo of the Seattle Mariners visiting Jarrell Cotton of the Oakland Athletics.
Yeah, I'm only really interested in Oakland when they're playing lefties, because they've got value all over their lineup every day, and not going against a lefty here. I don't think we're going to be looking for a whole lot of value here. I mean, especially if you go Bauer, what was he, like 8,700, something like that. I don't know. I might look and see if we've got any kind of BVP stats for Oakland against Gallardo, but they got so many young guys. I mean, how many at-bats are we talking here with all these rookies? So
yeah, even Cotton's young. I'm sorry. Yeah, you were talking about Gallardo, weren't you?
Yeah. But the other way, I don't know. I've got a lot more interest, I think, in Mariners bats, but again, Oakland's ballpark, I don't know. They haven't been doing a whole lot. So I don't know. I have to look at pricing. I haven't really looked at too many of the hitters' prices. More interest in the Mariners side, though. Neither pitcher really on my radar at all.
Yeah, man. I don't. I don't blame you. I mean, Seattle's a tough one. You don't typically want to attack them too much because they don't strike out a ton. I mean, an elite pitcher, of course. You're not going to let that stop you. But we're not talking about an elite pitcher. We're talking about Jarrell Cotton, a mediocre pitcher at best. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not trying to hate on the dude. Like, I've played him a couple times this year in spots. You can get away with playing a guy like that, but with Bauer and Bum on the slate, it's really hard to click that button. And Bumgarner's been complete shit, so it's like, it's not even still. Yeah, I'll take a shitty Bumgarner. I mean, I'm sure anybody would. It's not exactly a hot take, shitty Bumgarner over this guy.
Yeah,
but
hot take.
Yeah, exactly. But what I'm checking now, I just want to see what Seattle's been doing on the strikeout front for us.
Right.
And they are, they're way down on the list, 17.5% over the last week. So where's the upside, right? And of course, you got guys like Cano, Seager's been getting hot again, Nelson Cruz, they got Yonder Alonso. This guy's gonna hit a home run before he leaves Oakland. Like, he just got dealt. Yeah. He's gonna get his revenge.
But he's got to be pissed, man. Yeah. I mean, he might still get one tonight too. I mean, he's got to be upset.
So I would imagine, that's right. The game's still going on. So I would imagine, I'm with you. I got no interest in Cotton. And Gallardo, what's interesting about Gallardo is, like, as much as I want to attack him, he just doesn't always get bombed in these bigger stadiums. Like, since he's gone to Seattle, dude, since he left the Brewers, his numbers have been, like, dramatically increased. Like, he's been doing a lot better, Yeah. So yeah, man, I think that I think I'm with you. I think I have more interest on the Seattle side, even though Oakland is the one that's favored. Let's see. Of course, Chris Davis is having a monster game. Can't forget about that dude, though.
Yeah. Gosh.
All right, we get
still pissed.
Yeah, sure.
So Braun was all right, though. He had a decent game.
Yeah, and he was super popular too. So
yeah, so it was all right.
Yeah. Kevin Gausman of the Baltimore Orioles visiting Tony Schreibner of the Los Angeles Angels.
Whatever it is. Yeah, what is going on with Gausman, man? I mean, is this guy for real?
He was supposed to be.
He looks like he's for real. What's he got, like 1 run allowed in the last 3 or something like that?
He's been good, man. He's been a machine.
I mean, and he's under 10K. I mean, I know the Angels don't strike out a lot, but they don't score a whole lot either. Yeah, I mean, he's probably my favorite guy on the slate in terms of if you're just looking for a cash type play with a nice floor. It'd be hard for me to get off of him right now. I mean, with that hot streak,
I think
he's tough.
I think in cash for me, I am playing Bauer over him.
Really?
Yes.
I was thinking about both of them. So
well, I would. It's just we have Matt Bum, and even though he hasn't been good, and it's Mad Bum, and he's 12-6. That's fucking crazy. I can't believe
that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at Gausman at 99 or 12-6. You said for Bum, like
yeah. It's just to me though the issue is that like you said, the Angels don't strike out. And listen, I think I forgot who it was, man. Some pitcher, I think it was yesterday, just completely mowed them down. Bundy just went nuts on these guys, man. Like Bundy just like we keep talking about they don't strike out. Bundy just embarrassed them the other day.
Well, and on that front, why do people keep pitching to Trout? I mean, I don't get it.
Oh yeah, I don't. On his birthday.
Who are you scared of? Yeah, it's like, well, we got to give him a chance. But
birthday.
There's nobody hitting behind him. Who are you scared of? Just pitch around him. Everybody else is terrible.
I have no idea. Maybe it's a sympathy thing because the Angels suck.
Everybody just loves that guy.
I wonder if
we
the
just
MLB,
need to see highlights of him.
Maybe the MLB said, like, do not walk him.
No Bonds treatment.
No.
You can't do it.
Angel fans will stop going to games if you just keep walking this guy. Pitch to him. Like, that's probably...
Gotta be something.
But yeah, man, like, I know Bundy did his thing against them, but I don't know, man. They're still not a team. Like, I'm not going to let one game just influence me on taking a team that typically doesn't strike out. Over the last 7 days, even with that game, they're still last in the league in strikeouts. You know what I mean? So it's like, my issue with Gausman, he throws a lot of fastballs and all that, but he needs that swing and miss stuff. He needs it. So I do have concerns with Gausman. Don't get me wrong, I think Gausman I would prefer in a tournament, though. I think that in a GPP, take a chance. Maybe he can strike him out like Bundy did. That's great. But in cash, I just can't do it because what if he doesn't get Ks? What's he gonna? I'm worried about that. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying on a level of if there wasn't a Mad Bum, if the slate stopped here, then yeah, I'm with you. Gausman and Bauer for sure in cash. It's not even a thing. But I'm a little worried putting him in cash against the Angels when Mad Bum is there. That's my only point. You know what I mean?
You think Bum's going to be the highest owned pitcher?
I think so.
On the slate?
I think people are still going to go to Bum. I mean, I could be wrong, man.
Yeah,
I could be wrong.
I'm not sure on that. If they're not playing the Cubs, I would say absolutely.
Yeah, but I don't see them playing the Cubs.
You should.
The Cubs are projected for 3.9 runs, and they haven't done all that well in this ballpark. The one game they seemed like they were going to get going, but then they just didn't.
A lot of it with the Cubs, though, is that everybody thinks that the Cubs are awesome all the time and that they're going to score 6 or 7, and they just don't. I mean, obviously, they've gotten better from the beginning of the year when they just screwed us every single day. But, I mean, they're not – like you said, it's not that bad of a matchup for Bum. I mean, they strike out. Right. He's going to get some Ks. It's his ballpark.
Yeah, that's why I think that he will be popular tomorrow.
I could see it going both ways, really.
Yeah.
Because people always scared of the Cubs, but
yeah, that's a good point.
At that price, if he was more like 11 or 10.5 or something, then yeah. But I think people are always scared of price.
Yeah, no, well, that's what I thought, and then everybody played Sale and Kluber in cash today.
Yeah, I think it was exactly half of your money, exactly half on DK if you played them both.
Yeah, and a lot of people.
That's
did
fine
it.
with me.
A lot of people did it. Definitely. All right, let's see. We got one more game on this early slate. We got Kevin Gausman. Oh no, that's what we just talked about. Duh. Kyle Hendricks of the Chicago Cubs visiting Madison Bumgarner of the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah, I think Bum's the whole key to this. I don't know. I'm struggling with this. I don't know if people are going to be on him or not. It's just about the price for me. Man, I don't know. I'll probably play him. I probably will.
Listen.
Just because he's got the K potential,
yes, he does have.
And they're just. I don't know if I said it right. Now, every time I say it, I think about it. So it probably sounds really stupid now, but yeah, there's not a lot of.
Bro. You just got to say it naturally.
Yeah, I just got to stop thinking about it, and it'll just come out.
Let it ride.
Just flow.
Let it ride.
But there's not much strikeout potential in these 5 games for anybody. I mean, he's got the highest strikeout potential of anybody here.
Yeah,
so.
like listen, man. If people don't play Mad Bum in cash, like if the majority of people don't, then there's something going on. Because, like, the standard cash game rules, the standard everybody learns, and even our members were complaining about the rule, but they know that it's a rule. In cash games, you always pay up for pitcher. You don't mess around. You always pay up for pitcher, and you take the guy. And there's
you learned that shit today, everyone.
That's it.
Today, prime example. Don't be scared to do it.
Today was a prime example because, like you said, a lot of the people that were successful today, a lot of them played because the rest of the hitters in cash today were pretty simple. Right, like it was pretty easy. The guys that like the Ryan Braun had a good game. He was very popular. Freddie Freeman, everybody had Freeman. He had a home run. So it's just a matter of who put those two together. Those were the guys that were in there. So yeah, man. I think that I would expect that the people, I'm going to give them the credit and assume that if they're playing cash games, they're going to have Bumgarner. Listen, if you want to fade Bum in a tournament, I totally get it. And if we had Kershaw, if we had other options, if we had a Kluber or even Sale or somebody, then I completely see the merit in fading Bum. But like he is on I know he hasn't pitched all that well lately, but still, you got to respect the fact that he's on a level of his own. So especially when you combine that with the fact that we were just talking about Bauer, and Bauer's only 8.7, which isn't great, but like it's not like he's going to cripple you. There's only 5 games.
Right.
And there's not so. Like there's value everywhere. Cespedes is still only 3.5 on DraftKings. Neil Walker is 2.6. Ahmed Rosario. I'm just talking about the bats that we like. Odor on the other side, 3.6.
So who are you paying up for as hitters where you need to fade Bum to get that extra salary relief?
That's interesting.
I mean, who are you paying up for?
Yeah, that's why I think Mad Bum.
When you start naming off those bats and how much they cost, like where do you need to pay up? Why wouldn't you just go play them then?
That's my point. That's why I think people will play.
I'm with you.
You know what I mean?
Because you can't afford them today.
Because you can. There's no if there was a core slate, then maybe people would try to cheat a little bit and take Gausman just because there's some bats. But we just talked about the best game for hitting, and they're all cheap, man. The guys that you want to play are all cheap.
That's crazy.
Cespedes is 3.5 against a lefty. He's got reverse splits. Don't get me wrong. Like I like playing him, but still, I mean, like it doesn't mean he can't hit lefties. Like respect that. He just hit a home run today. Disrespecting my man over there, man. But okay, that's it for the early slate, man. You ready to get into the main?
Yeah, let's do that.
All right, bro. We got Adam Connolly, the lefty from the Miami Marlins, visiting Gio Gonzalez, the lefty from the Washington Nationals.
Yeah, I got a lot of interest in this. I looked into this one quite a bit. First thing you look at Conley, you're like, okay, whatever. He hasn't been that good against the Nats. They haven't hit a bunch of bombs on him or anything. They've just gotten base hits on him. But he's got a 2.20 road ERA this year, so I'm like, okay. And the Nats just, I mean, for me personally, they love to screw me over. If I put 2 Nats in my lineup, they're going donuts. I mean, you guarantee it. And I think he's 4,900 on DraftKings. Conley at 4,900. Like, that's something, if you're looking to pay up, I mean, maybe even on the other side of this, and you want to go Conley in a tournament, like I wouldn't hate that. At 4,900, it's kind of, I mean, that's crazy to me, but because he's not that bad of a pitcher, and you compare him to some of these other guys on the slate and what they're priced at, I don't mind that at all. On the other side, we got Gio, who we've always hated playing Gio in the past, but every time we talk about him on here, it's like, man, what did he do last time? What did he do last time? Well, he almost threw a no-no against these guys. What was that, right at the end of July? So, yeah, I like Gio a lot today. I don't love the price. 11.5 is a little high, but I'm really not worried about price. If I'm talking cash games, I just want to play the best pitchers that I can. So he's got 3 starts against these guys, 7 Ks, 8 Ks, and 5 Ks, and almost a no-no this year. So I think he's only given up 3 runs to him in 3 starts. So I like him. I like him as a cash play. I probably wouldn't go there in tournaments because there's not a ton of upside, but he's been pretty consistent too. I think 21, 22 DK points average his last 5 starts, so consistent. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I think you make a lot of good points. I just took a quick peek at some of the other pitchers left, and there's really not a lot of safe options. I think the safest I saw was like Greinke against the Dodgers. and it's not exactly safe. The Dodgers are a very good team, man. So it's you know, and the game's in Chase Field, so it's tough. Like you said, Gio's coming off a game. He just played them recently and did phenomenal against them. Marlins are a team, we always say they don't strike out a ton, but when it's Scherzer, nobody has a problem taking them, right? It's interesting with Miami because Ozuna matches lefties, Stanton matches lefties. But Realmuto does better against righties. Tyler Morse just sucks. So it's like, depending on the lineup we get, we might see a lineup that maybe strikes out a little more than usual between Aviles, Moore, and Rojas. That's what I'm seeing projected. Yeah. If those guys play, Stanton's red hot. Don't get me wrong. Like I would play Gio and still play Stanton. I don't give a damn. That dude is just
I'm with
good.
You there.
But at the same time, and you look at the rest of this lineup, I'm not all that scared. D. Gordon against a lefty. His stolen bases should be limited because Gio is a lefty, so he should be able to hold them on. Christian Yelich has been hot, but he doesn't hit lefties well. So it's like you got Ozuna and Stanton and Realmuto are really the only guys you're worried about. And then after that, you're not too worried. So I don't want to pay 11.5 for Gio. I never do. But one, he pitches better at home historically. And don't get me wrong, like even him, he's not safe. Like there's still blow potential for Gio too. You know what I mean? Like I could easily see him getting. It's tough for a pitcher to do something like that twice. It really is, especially in a short span. Of course,
don't expect it to happen again.
Yeah, and then people are listening and they're like, "Tell that to Chris Sale," and it's like, "Well, Gio Gonzalez is not Chris Sale."
No, he's not.
Like, I like Gio. I think he's pretty good, but he's not Chris Sale. So let's point that out. So I do think we obviously have to consider Gio. I don't like you said. I don't like that price at all. But considering we don't have that surefire option at the top, he's somebody that I'm going to stick in my pocket for now. And we'll do a little recap at the end. But as far as Connolly, at 4.9, it's definitely like, you're like, wow. Especially because Murphy didn't play today. I'm not sure why, because he had great BVP. But I'm seeing a questionable time. I don't know if he was hurt or what. But he had great BVP against Worley, and for some reason he wasn't playing. Howie Kendrick, we know, was hurt, so he didn't play. So, like, these are guys that matter. More so Kendrick, because he's a lefty masher. But, like, the Nationals, man, their offense hasn't looked all that great. I mean, like, today they got it going a little bit, but they just haven't looked really all that great. So, I understand a look at Connolly. There's just other guys that I saw that I prefer. So, to me, if I'm going pitchers in this game, it's Gio or nobody. But if I don't go with Gio, it's going to be hard not to play guys like Stanton and Ozuna. And, obviously guys like Zimmerman on the other side. Rendon is a great option at third base against a lefty. Yep. People don't play him because he bats 6. That's the reason people play Zimmerman, people play Kendrick, people play all these guys. Harper. Yep. They won't play Rendon because he bats 6. So I think he's a great GPP play, always.
Yeah, I love him. Even though he burned me the other day.
Yeah. Well,
I write about him, he burns me.
That was the one day that people decided to play him, too. Like, his ownership is a little higher than normal for a guy like him. And, of course, that's
You're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. Welcome for those 3 points. He got you.
There you go. He worked hard for that 3 points. Masahiro Tanaka of the New York Yankees visiting Nick Tepesh of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Let's see, man. He's interesting in this one. He's been doing really well. Strikeouts are up. I think he's averaging 22 points over his last 5. I believe you've got a sub 200 batting average for Toronto as a team against him, career-wise. Strikeouts are like 25%, which I like all that. I'm too scared of the matchup at Toronto. I hate being scared of the Blue Jays still because I know they're terrible. I mean, they suck, but look at Donaldson. He's getting hot again. He could hit a 3-run bomb on him and kind of ruin your night if you're counting on him in a cash game. I'm looking at him, though, but he's faced Toronto at home. He's faced them on the road this year. He was awesome at home, pretty crappy on the road. I'd still got him on my list as a GPP play, but I don't think I could trust him in cash. Borderline. I don't know, man. What do you think on Tanaka?
He's definitely appeared to have turned some sort of corner, and he's pitching very well. I don't mind him considering the options that are on the slate today. We don't have a lot of like really solid options, so I don't mind taking a look at him. If this was on a slate with other options, I wouldn't want him at all, just because, like you said, number one, Toronto appears to be heating up, at least Donaldson, and Smoke's been, you know better than anybody, man. I'm sure that you can write an article about Smoke every day. I'm sure that he would qualify. The qualifications are what? High exit velocities over the last 14 days. I'm sure Smoke's on there pretty much every day. Like that.
Yeah, he's high.
He hits the ball hard. It's obviously you're not going to write about the same guys every day because it doesn't provide any value. But yeah, I'm sure he's somebody that could make your list every day. Like whenever you don't have anybody to write up, you can always like look up Smoke real quick and write him up. So I think that I am a little worried. Toronto doesn't strike out. They really haven't this year. Last year they were a big strikeout team. They're not this year. Matter of fact, over the last week, even recently, 6th in the league at 17.5%. So that worries me. At the same time, we know that Tanaka throws a lot of splitters, and he goes for those ground balls. So if that happens, it seems it could be relatively safe. Maybe more on FanDuel, where you don't get burned by the singles and doubles and the whip stuff.
That's a good point.
But yeah, man, we have to consider him just because there's not a lot of great options, and he's one of the better names going today. I love the Yankees bats though against Tepesh, man. This is the kid from was he on the Angels last year or something like that? This kid, I think so. I think
that's right. Yeah,
right?
Yeah. You gotta love the Yankees now. When I was looking at some stuff earlier, still didn't even have a guy posted yet as a starter. So that's usually a bad sign.
Yeah, it's usually they're scrambling to find somebody. So yeah, man, I like the Yankees.
Who we got? Can he give us 4 innings? Throw his ass out there.
Yeah, exactly. I would imagine.
To the Wolves.
Unless we find a couple pitchers that we know people are going to pay up for, I would imagine that Gary the Goat's going to be quite popular tomorrow. Because anytime people can afford to play that guy, they will. They don't miss the boat. Right. They don't miss the boat. They love playing that guy.
Yep. That's right.
Travis Wood, the lefty from the San Diego Padres, visiting Asher Wojciechowski from the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah, so who do you want to play for the Reds? I mean, what bats do you want to use? Travis Wood sucks, man. I'm not even sure who decided this year that he was going to start. Like, who the hell made that choice? He's awful, man. Righties are just killing him. So I like Cozart a lot for sure. Love me some Cozart. I mean, Votto kills everybody. It don't matter, righty, lefty. Doesn't matter one bit to that guy. I got a lot of interest in Cincinnati bats here, especially at home. I mean, they're feeding this dude to the wolves. He shouldn't be a starting pitcher. Other than that, I don't have a lot of interest in the other side, even though that guy's not too bad. Wojciechowski. Numbers don't look too bad.
Yeah.
He's a big favorite. He's getting strikeouts over 23%, 24%, something like that. So not too bad. I mean, you could use him as a GPP play if you wanted to. But the guy I want to look at on the other side a little bit is Pirela. I mean, what's going on with that guy? Especially on FanDuel. I mean, it's criminal. The dude was 2,600 yesterday, drops 2 bombs, and they take him down to 2,400 today, and he puts up another 30 spot. Like, I'll take it. And no one ever rosters him because they don't know who the hell he is.
Right.
I know. I'll take him.
Yeah.
Put him at 2,200 tomorrow. I'll take him again. I don't care.
Yeah, man. I tell you what.
Love that guy.
I tell you what, with this kid Asher, man, I wish he was cheaper. I might still do it. Shit, man. I might roster this guy in cash as my SP2. I really might do it, man. I know it's listen, we look for safer plays in cash, and there's guy. But, like, in this situation where I think we find his safety is through his strikeouts. You mentioned he has a very high K percentage. So, like, his problem is he gives up home runs. But it's the Padres, right? So if we can get 6 or 7 strikeouts and he gives up 3 or 4 runs, you could be okay. Like, I don't really see him giving us a negative score. And I think Sal Romano, and even like, a lot of us we had Sal Romano as an option. I don't know how many of us actually played him, but like we had him on there as an option, like it's for tournaments. And that didn't work out very well. He got beat up by the Padres today. But this team strikes out a ton, and Asher, out of all the guys that they've thrown out there against the Padres, this guy by far has the most K upside. So, I mean, like you said, man, 9.23 K per nine this year, and like he might be pitching a little bit above his head. You know, like I don't think he was projected for more than like 7.5. But he's not really walking guys. 2 walks per nine for a guy with his strikeout caliber, not bad.
Yeah.
The only issue is he's a super fly ball. He's got a 27.7 ground ball rate, dude. Like this dude just is all fly balls.
Oh man.
But again, we're chasing the strikeouts, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's no like superior dominant pitchers that we feel that confident in. Like Asher against the Padres, for that price, it's like, come on, like he's got the best matchup by far on the slate. It's like you got to consider him if he has any kind of K upside at all, which we know he does.
Yep.
At that price on DraftKings, man, we have to at least consider the guy.
Yeah, you got to look at him. I wouldn't roster him in cash, but as a tournament play, absolutely.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I might do it, and probably not. I just saw a couple guys. I just saw a couple guys that I'm like, nah, it's going to be hard to play him over them.
See, all you got to do now is just say, I'm going to do it. SP2 right now.
I might do
and then
it, bro.
tomorrow, if it you're not going to actually play him, but then if he does well tomorrow, you can be like, I told you guys.
I told everybody.
Everybody should be listening to this shit.
No, you're right, because I just found a guy I think that I'd rather play instead of him. I just found like 3 guys.
There we go.
So yeah, that was a mistake. But
All right.
definitely, he's gonna be in my GPP lineup. I'm gonna play him.
No
He
doubt.
will most likely
doubt.
make my write up tomorrow. He'll most likely make GPP pitching prospectus. Or actually, I forgot. Now I do the pitching prospectus because I write in cash game plays as well. But yeah, Asher's interesting. Don't overlook this guy tomorrow. He's cheap and he's good. And like you said, man, I love the Reds. Patrick Kevlahan, he'll most likely plays usually against lefties.
Yeah.
Look for this dude on FanDuel, super cheap on DraftKings, super cheap. Yep. Eugenio Suarez. This is a rare situation. This guy strikes out a ton, but he does hit lefties fairly well, so he's worth consideration. Don't sleep on Duval. And of course, you mentioned Zach Cozart. I love Zach Cozart tomorrow, man. I like him. I don't know, like, again, I didn't play DraftKings beginning of the season this year, but if FanDuel did one of those reports of like you played X and X the most, like Cozart would be on my list because like when he's not hurt, he's in my lineup.
Right.
Man. Like that dude is.
Yeah.
I like that dude.
So was he in your lineup yesterday when he was in my write-up and he hit a ball? Out of curiosity.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was. Matter of fact, yeah, I think I had him and Votto paired with Hamilton. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm criminal, man. He was 3,400 on DK. Come on, man, that was too easy.
That was too easy. It was. All right, here we go. Rick Porcello of the Boston Red Sox visiting Jake Odorizzi of the Tampa Bay Rays.
Well, I'll start with Porcello. Man, I still don't know what to make of him. I just don't see myself ever using him. I mean, even against the White Sox the other day, like I'm not even going to consider him. He's just too up and down for me. And didn't he win the Cy Young last year?
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
what? It's weird. Some of his stats they're not as bad as he looks sometimes. I don't know what to do with him. I mean, he's had one really good start against Tampa Bay. He's had one so-so start. They got a couple guys with some decent numbers against him. Brad Miller's got 4 bombs on him. Lomo hits him pretty well. I like Duda going against him too, but man, I don't know. He's 8,200 DraftKings. I don't know. I'm not going to play him. I can tell you that. I don't know. What do you think on Porcello?
Do you smell that? Do you smell that? No, I'm just kidding. I smell a trap. That to me, it's some a little fishy there. It seems like a trap to me. Porcello is 8-2 on DraftKings. You want to talk about your chalk tomorrow? Porcello, after what Sale did to these guys today, Porcello will be your chalk tomorrow on DraftKings. 8-2 on DraftKings. Easy SP1 or 2. He will be the chalk. He has not looked right. I'd love to defend him. I'd love to look at his numbers and defend him. As of right now, I have his numbers pulled up. His K per 9 is fine. His K per 9 is actually higher.
It's okay,
right? It's there. But his home run per 9 is 1.61.
And look at the guys you're going against.
Yeah, you're going against Mr. Freaking, what's his launch angle over there? Fucking Lomo, man. Like I'm totally with you, man. Like, this is a situation.
They got so many dangerous lefties in that lineup.
Yeah, and his ground ball rate is like at an all-time low right now.
Yeah.
For him. His home run per fly ball rate, 13.8%. His hard contact this year, man, in the 40s, dude. Like, more importantly, like his soft contact, 16.4%. His medium contact, 42.6%. Hard contact, 41.1%. Dude, last year, 30% is what he averaged. 41. Yeah. His career average is 28.4%. Something's off. Something's not right. And I don't want to play him against a team that knows him damn well like the Rays do.
Yep.
So I think that he's going to be a guy, after what Sale did today, people are going to hop on that train. This is a totally different lineup. Did you see the lineup that Tampa put out today, man?
Yeah, dude, they're just trying to get righties in there.
They were, exactly. Miller, Duda, and Dickerson all sat out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those are 3 home run hitters, man. They all, with the exception, Miller's having a bad year, but like he was hurt. But
yeah, he was hurt.
Last year he hit home runs. You know?
Yeah, he's got 4 against Porcello.
4 home runs against Porcello.
He's gonna break out.
I'm with it, man.
He'll break out sometime.
Forget about it. I think he might be my cash game pitcher on DraftKings tomorrow, dude. If I'm reading this right, is he really 2.5 on DraftKings?
Miller?
Well, he has been pretty bad.
He's been really bad.
He's been really bad.
So what if he gives you a donut for 2.5?
For 2.5, I'm saying you're gonna put second base. Why not? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I played Neil Walker today. He didn't do much for me, but that was okay.
Yeah, I had him too. Yeah, but it's like 2,600.
Yeah, man, you're sacrificing. You know who else I had? I had Conforto, and he hit a bomb. So it's like, you know, like you sacrifice
so it kind of
one
works
to
out.
Make up for the other, right? That's what we do.
Yeah, and sometimes those punts work today. Like Kevin Smith as your punt catcher, that worked out pretty well.
That worked out well, and then
30 points.
Even that dude on the Nats, man. We were talking about the guy that he did okay. He was bare minimum on FanDuel. He was 2K. And,
yeah.
He got like what?
15? Yeah, I had him everywhere.
Yeah, dude. So, you know, Brad Miller, he's got good BVP against Porcello. Why the hell not? You know, like, I'm with it.
He's going to get it sometime. He might go 1 for 4 with 3 Ks, but that one hit might be a bomb.
That one hit might be a bomb. That's it. That's all you need is that one hit to be a bomb. Maybe I'll take a fucking RBI double or some shit from the guy.
Yeah, take it.
Take it. Ivan Nova of the Pittsburgh Pirates visiting Justin Verlander of the... Dude, we didn't even talk about the bats on the Boston side. Any interest in the bats?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've got a ton of interest in Boston. They smashed Odorizzi last time.
Yeah.
They know him pretty well. Pedroia is hitting like 500 against him with a handful of bombs. Bogart's got good VBP. I don't know if we really have any interest in him right now. I don't know what's up his ass, but I don't know what he's doing.
Dude,
but I like Boston bats a lot.
He might not play. If Devers has been playing pretty well, man. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if there was just because like now that Pedroia is back, right? When Pedroia was gone, you know, there was room, but if Pedroia is back, man, it's like I don't know. But yeah, I mean, that's why I figured that. You know what? We should probably talk about Boston. I completely just like skipped over. We should probably talk.
I think we like Boston tomorrow.
Yeah, I think so. That's so great. Now, Ivan Nova of the Pittsburgh Pirates visiting Justin Verlander of the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot of interest at all in Nova. He doesn't strike anybody out. One of the lowest in the league, even against Detroit. He gets hit hard by lefties. Detroit doesn't really have any lefties to speak of. But he doesn't strike anybody out. He's not really on my radar. Verlander's been pretty good at home this year. I don't know what to think of him right now, but I mean, still he's over 24% K rate. A little high for me at 10.5 on DK. But again, I don't really care that much in cash how much I'm paying for a guy. I just want the 2 best guys I can get. I think he's a guy that we got to look at. I'm just not sure if he's motivated right now. Does he want to move? Does he want to get traded? I mean, he should be pitching at Houston as far as I'm concerned. But they don't want to make that move. I don't know. Where you at on Verlander?
I think I'll pass. I mean, I get it. In cash games, maybe. You know, I think we got to look and see some of our options because we don't have too many options. And he is one of the better names out there. There are certain teams that I just prefer not to play guys against. And the Pirates are one of them, man. Like, This is actually a park upgrade for them. You know what I'm saying? Like, coming from Pittsburgh, this is actually a park upgrade, dude. So
that's sad.
It's sad, yeah. I think Nova is a little interesting. You mentioned he doesn't strike a lot of people out, and you're right. But his K percentage is significantly higher against right-handed righties. It's 5.86 K per nine to lefties, 7.24 to righties. Just to break it down, that's a 14.5 K percentage to lefties and a 19.3 percentage to righties. So, just everything in general, even his K per walk ratio is still 3.3 to righties, 2.08 to lefties. So there is like I do think I can see him being relatively safe. We know he's a guy that gets a lot of ground balls, and like you said, and Detroit has no left. I think Aducci and I guess V-Mark, who is having a horrible year, like that's their only lefties, and so. Nova could be okay. He's 7'3". It's not like phenomenal, but it's not bad either. So it's like, he's somebody. I think we might have to look at him, especially, man. What these shitty pitchers have been doing to Detroit is embarrassing, man. The Pirates pitching staff. I mean, Cole gave up 3 runs, but before that, it all came in his last inning. And if that didn't happen, dude, he had like 6 Ks through 6 innings at one point. Like Chad Cole, man. I think Nova is a little more experienced. I mean, he might be able to get around some of that. So, maybe. I might have some interest in him.
All right. I feel you.
Maybe. I don't know. Interesting. It's like there's not options. But it's like the guys in the best matchups are the most riskiest pitchers. You know what I'm saying? It's weird.
Yeah.
Jared Eichhoff of the Philadelphia Phillies visiting Sean Newcomb, the lefty from the Atlanta Braves.
I'm going to start with my Braves. I mean, why the hell not? Newcomb, I don't know. Last start, I think last week he was at like 5,200 or 5,500. We were talking about he's a great GPP play even against the Dodgers. He's up to 7,200 now. He's still over 23% strikeout rate. Phillies strike out a lot. Phillies are bad. The problem with the Phillies is they're really good against the Braves. They're 10-2 and they crush everybody. So he's not really going to be on my radar. Eichhoff really isn't on the other side. 7,500. Braves just aren't scoring. They got nothing consistently other than Freeman right now. So, I don't have a whole lot of interest personally in either one of these guys. I think there's just better options at similar price points.
Yeah, I think I'm going to rule out Eichhoff right away, just because even when your Braves aren't hitting, they don't usually strike out a lot. Once in a while they will, but I think they've already had that recently, a game where they struck out more than usual, so I don't see it happening anytime soon. And if anything, it would be with Nola, not with Eichhoff. So I'm not interested there. Freddie Freeman, obviously, gotta love Freeman. The rest of the team, you're right. They're just not, except for Tyler Flowers. He didn't play today, so we can't really pin the blame on him because he's actually been playing pretty well. Yeah. But yeah, man, in general, in general, I know exactly what you mean, and your Braves have been struggling, but they're projected for 5.2 runs. We got to have that short-term memory, and we might have to consider that offense.
Play Freddie.
I think Freddie is just one of those. Him and Votto are just guys
just playing
first base on cash. You just click it auto. If there was like a lock button for the rest of the season, it's just like
Yeah, you're good there.
Yeah, man. Especially on DraftKings, especially because you can play Freddie on third. I love doing that. You can have 2 first basemen essentially. That's phenomenal. I play Freddie on third all the time at DraftKings. I love it because there's usually so many first basemen, and I always like first better than third anyway. So it's like imagine you could have a lineup with Freddie and Votto. That's just phenomenal. You know what I'm saying?
I tried that the other day. I had Freddie and Rizzo.
Yeah, there you go.
And they both suck. So that was $10,000 down the toilet, but that may have been Patio Joe's MVP play of the day, Freddie Freeman.
Oh my God, dude! You would have the.
Oh wait, I said that. Is anyone listening? Okay, I said that.
You would. Yeah, I tell you what though. If you did,
no big deal though.
If you did, and Patio and he didn't go off, you have the worst timing, dude. Because I swear, lately Patio Joe's plays at the game have been crashing. I think it was
every time.
It's just I don't even know, man. But they have been, so that is funny. But yeah, man, I think I'm with you. Newcomb is interesting because we know the Phillies Until that Colorado series, we were just picking on the Phillies and it was great.
Yeah.
But today they kind of surprised me. I mean, listen, they bashed Toronto last time they faced them. So Newcomb is strictly GPPs. I think we may be able to consider him, but keep in mind guys like Franco, Tommy Joseph, especially Rupp. These guys hit lefties a lot better than they hit righties, so we got to keep that in mind. But at least guys like Nick Williams and Odubel Herrera, we get some alleviation there. So we'll have to dig in tomorrow. Play Freddie. That's the only verdict we have here. Newcomb, potentially a GPP option, but we got to dig into that a little bit tomorrow.
Yeah.
Bartolo, here we go. Bartolo Colon of the Minnesota Twins visiting Brandon Woodruff of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, we know what to do here, man. Play the Brewers. Get those bats in the lineup. Like, didn't he have a complete game?
Yeah, he did.
Last
he had
time
a complete game at home.
That's such bullshit.
He burned the world.
Don't buy into that.
He burned the world.
Don't buy into it. Come on.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love the Brewers. I'm with you, dude. And I know I didn't even give you a chance to really talk, but like I just want you to want you to know that I'm with you here.
I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. Yeah, they're gonna be chalky. Thames, Shaw, Braun. I like Santana still. Wrote him up today. He had a pretty good game too. No big deal.
You did write him up today. No big deal. Yeah, it's just nothing.
Yeah, I mean whatever. Nobody played him. It's fine.
Nobody played him. It's what I do, but whatever.
I didn't play him either. It's okay. Yeah, that on first look, 5 minutes into it, I was like, okay, Brewers are my favorite offense for tomorrow. But
yeah, it took you 5 minutes to figure that out.
Well, I got to that game towards the end, so
you had to scroll.
Yeah, I had to scroll. I had to look at the Red Sox a little bit. So yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
What about this Woodruff guy?
Man, I wrote this dude up in his first start. I wrote him up. Me and Paulie were all over this dude, and we even told Joe, like we got Joe looking into it. Joe had all three of us were all over this dude, man. He did phenomenal for us. I like this guy. We know that Minnesota likes to strike out, although lately they really haven't been. About 17.6% over the last week. That's a little concerning. What was promising to me was his it's only one game, but in that game, his hard contact rate was only 15.8%. So that tells me he does a decent job of kind of navigating the field a little. Granted, he was against a team, like, I forgot who he played. It wasn't a very good team, though, right?
I can't remember. No, it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure it was a team that strikes out a ton. Maybe the Rays. Was it the Rays? I feel like it was the Rays. Maybe not. Anyway.
Yeah, I think it was. That sounds right.
It does sound right, right? So, like,
memory,
yeah,
dude.
Thanks, man. Teams that strike out, Rays come to mind. So, yeah, Rays, Brewers,
top
Padres.
of the list.
Rays, Brewers, Padres. It's like, but yeah, man. So he's somebody that I definitely will have interest in. The cat's kind of out of the bag, but at 5'9", you got to consider him. The only thing I don't like, obviously, is like I said, the Twins haven't been striking out as much, and of course they're kind of heating up, man. Dozier hit a grand slam today. Max Kepler hit 2 bombs today. Eddie Rosario hit a bomb today. Forget about it, man. These guys were just going bananas. They got Sano back, even though he's an automatic strikeout when he's not hitting a home run. It's like, 1 home run, 3 strikeouts. That's the good thing about facing Sano. Yeah, you're worried he's going to hit a dong off your pitcher, but you know he's going to give him 2-3 strikeouts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had him on my FanDuel cash line.
Was that Sano?
I don't want to talk about that.
I got saved there because I had Sano in, and then I asked Paulie and Patio real quick. I was like, hey, Paulie. Hey,
yo.
And then both of them, when I asked them, I was like, Bregman or Sano? Bregman. It wasn't even like it was Bregman. Oh, okay.
I actually was going to go Bregman, but I was 100 short and didn't want to change anybody else. So I was like, oh man, I had Sano first look anyways, but that's all right. I had Kepler, so
there you go, man. Fuck it. Who cares? You had Kepler. What you bitching about, man? You had Kepler. You had 2 home runs today.
It's fine.
Never enough for you, bro. It's never enough. Unreal.
Never enough money.
That's it. But yeah, man, like I think the secret to Bartolo that we're starting to see, right? The secret to Bartolo was this. Why was he successful for the Mets? Probably because he played majority of his games at Citi Field. Big park, big pitcher's park. Why was he so unsuccessful for Atlanta? Little park, very little park. Why did he seem to do okay again for the Twins? A little bit of a bigger park. So it's like there seems to be some kind of a trend. So I do think that the Brewers are interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if people actually tried to roster Bartolo. I wouldn't be surprised. I sure as hell will not do that. He will not be my write-up. I could, listen, if I lose tomorrow, if I lose all the money because I didn't play Bartolo, so fucking be it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that shit. So yeah, I think Woodruff's interesting for tournaments.
I don't think we have to worry about it.
I don't think so either. Woodruff's interesting in tournaments. At the same time, you can't overlook these Twins. They're heating up for sure. And Woodruff's coming off a really good game, so we don't really know. And then love the Brewers, man. 5.6 projected run total.
Yes, sir.
Small park. Bartolo coming off a complete game. I love it. Colin McHugh of the Houston Astros visiting Miguel Gonzalez of the Chicago White Sox.
Okay, so here's the White Sox. And we're always going to look at the opposing pitcher against the White Sox. A bad thing is they've been hitting the ball lately. So
good.
So I'm a little scared of him. I do like McHugh though. I mean, he's just coming back, but he's pitched three pretty good ball games. He got 4, 7, and 6 strikeouts, 21%. I mean, he's a massive favorite in this game. 8,800 on DK. I like him. I don't love him, but I do like him. I think there's probably going to be a lot of people going in on the Astros. I think we talked about Miguel Gonzalez last time that sometimes he's not really that bad. He doesn't strike anybody out, but sometimes he's not really that bad. So I wouldn't go overboard on the Astros in this one, but and they're hit and miss. So I don't know. What you got, man?
I mean, the Astros will be very popular tomorrow. They got a 6 projected run total. That's extremely high. They're huge favorites. Listen, we said the same thing about Miguel Gonzalez last week, and then the Red Sox teed off on his ass. So it's like, it's a situation where, you're normally, yes, that's correct. Normally, he doesn't get beat up that bad. But, of course, because we said it, he ended up getting hammered. So don't rule out Houston. I get it. We already talked about some other spots that are interesting. We talked about Milwaukee playing Bartolo. I think there are some spots, but at the same time, man, it's hard to overlook this one. We talked about Boston. We talked about the Reds. There's a lot of good offense. The Yankees.
Yeah. And
of all those teams, I would be very surprised if Houston was not the most popular one of the bunch. I'd be very surprised. Yeah. So I think there's merit there, but they're in a great spot. I'm with you on McHugh. I like McHugh a lot here. I think I like McHugh better than I like Porcello.
For sure.
McHugh's $600 more. But honestly, if you think about it, I think people will play Porcello over McHugh. I think more people will.
Yeah.
Because number one, Porcello's more of a name, and like you said, he's the Cy Young winner last year. And number two, everybody just watched the White Sox beat the shit out of Dallas Keuchel because they don't realize something's wrong with the guy, and then the Rays just, Sale just put up over 70 points against the Rays. So, I think McHugh's a great option here. And
I think you're right there.
He's somebody I think in cash that I'm going to consider for sure.
Yes. 100% agree.
Shout. Trevor Cahill of the Kansas City Royals visiting Mike Leake of the Arizona Cardinal. The St. Louis Cardinal, Arizona. I'm talking about football, bro. I'm already converting, bro.
We're ready. Let's
man.
do that shit.
I'm ready. Mike Leake of the St. Louis Cardinals. Shit.
Next podcast will be on preseason NFL, so everybody be ready for that.
Now that you bring it up, we're actually going to do a special live. It's not for preseason, but we are going to do a special live stream next Friday. I think it's the 18th. I go to Jamaica the day after that. But anyway, on the 18th on a Friday, we have to discuss a time. But we're going to do a live NFL podcast, like a preview show, just to kind of talk. We'll answer some questions. It'll be a lot of fun, man. We'll get a chance to talk about the season coming up. Some of the things we like. I know Paul, Lee, Joe, myself, and I'm sure you and Q's too. Everybody's getting really excited for football. So anyway, talk to me about baseball because I'm just rambling about football now.
Okay, so I'm looking at the pitchers on this one. I don't have any interest in Leake. I mean, he's below 16% strikeouts. The Royals don't strike out. Although they are struggling a little bit offensively right now, right when it looked like they were hitting their stride. So that's fine with me. I hate those guys anyway, so I'm tired of everybody talking about it. On the other side, Cahill, I don't know what to make of this guy, really. I see him, and I'm thinking, okay, we talked about him last time. He's all right. He's got a 23% K rate. Ground ball pitcher. Those are good numbers, and he's 5,600 on DK. That was kind of interesting to me. I would have expected him to be quite a bit higher than that, but honestly, I don't trust him at all. So until I see him do something good in Kansas City, I'm going to stay away from him. But pretty interesting price.
Man,
I don't know. I'm not looking to attack the Cardinals, though.
It's interesting. The Cardinals have been striking out lately, right? Like, they're 11th of the last week, 23.6%. The problem is something seems to be wrong with Cahill. That's the problem. Dude, Cahill's number is 9.95 K per 9 this year.
Yeah.
His ground ball rate.
A lot higher than you would think.
Yeah, 55% ground ball rate. His xFIP, 3.62. And, like, he pitched. Where was he just playing? I forgot where he just got traded from.
San Diego.
San Diego. He just came from a shit team. Like, he had the benefit of a big park and yada, yada, yada. But St. Louis is also more of a pitcher's park when it's not super hot. And I'm seeing, like, 82 degrees, which isn't all that hot. So, like, dude, at 5'6", man, we have to look at this guy. Like, 5'6" on DraftKings is ridiculous. For a guy with that ground ball rate and that K per 9, it's just, like you said, man, something seems a bit off. Like, he doesn't seem right. It seems like in his last start, he didn't look that good. Like, it just seems off. But I tell you what, man, like, I'm going to dig in. It's going to be very, very hard for me not to play Cahill tomorrow. It's going to be very hard. At 5'6", they're giving it to you for free, man. Like, he's the price of a fucking outfielder. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, that's the thing that shocked me the most. Like, are they just jumping off of this guy? I don't remember what he was his last start, but I know he was a hell of a lot higher than that.
What does he even have to do to really pay off at 5'6"? What would you be happy with? 15 points? Like
15, yeah.
You'd be happy with 15 points. Like,
whatever a home run is, which is 14 points.
Yeah. So it's like, it's really hard not to like this guy, man. And, like, I know the Cardinals erupted today. They did phenomenal. But Cahill's a decent, like, he's been pretty good. Like, I don't want to believe that he's completely shit again, because I just got used to the fact that he's good. Because when he played for the Diamondbacks, man, I attacked him all the time when he was on and I would make so much money against him. And then all of a sudden he shows up on the Padres and he's good all of a sudden. It took me a while to respect that. And so now that I don't want to give it back. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that.
I'm with you.
Leak is also, like you said, man, his price is okay on DraftKings, but the Royals aren't striking out a ton. Leak does struggle with the lefties, and Moose and Hosmer are some pretty badass ones. So he's interesting, but I'm not dying. If anything, Cahill 5'6". Come on, man. Yeah. All right, here we go. Last game. We got Alex Wood of the Los Angeles Dodgers visiting Zach Greinke of the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Oh, man. This one's intriguing. This is probably my favorite game of the day. With Alex Wood, I mean, we know the numbers. We know he's awesome even on the road. I just don't mess with Arizona at home. I'll attack them on the road, but at home, I don't mess with them. That being said, I would like him as a tournament play at 9,700. He's usually over 11K. So, I mean, I'd play him in tournaments, but yeah, I can't do it. I mean, he's going downhill a little bit. He's only averaging 17 points on DraftKings his last 5. And I'm scared to death of, at Arizona as far as cash goes. Tournament play, sure, but not in cash. Yeah. What do you got on that before we go to Greinke?
Man, I would love, I'd love to be able to play Alex Wood again, but you hurt my feelings, man. Patio Joe, you hurt my feelings twice, dude. And Patio Joe has a great point. Patio Joe is a Los Angeles Dodgers fan. He does not like to talk bad about his Dodgers. But he made a good point. Alex Wood velocity appears to be dropping each start. And Patio even sent me and Paulie a tweet. Somebody tweeted something about, like, they're saying that a fatigued arm is not the reason his velocity is dropping each start.
I saw that article. Yeah. Which
basically they're admitting his velocity. There's an issue with his velocity. And so that's scary. With that said, he's still not getting beat up all that bad, and Arizona does have that K potential. So it's like, but they are damn good though, man. They are damn good. And like Alex Wood is favored. Like let's take a minute and process this.
Yeah.
Alex Wood is favored over Zach Greinke. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Like that's interesting. So I think
it's hard to believe.
It is. I'm gonna have to dig in again here, man. I really don't want to play Wood. I don't want to. But like the pitching's kind of rough. You know what I mean? It is. And as of right now, the way it's looking at, we just had this great conversation about paying it for pitcher, and right now the guys that I'm looking at are Cahill and McHugh. It's just like,
yeah.
It's like, you worry about the safety.
And with Wood, man, when he was in Atlanta, that's why they gave up on him.
Yeah.
I know this for a fact. That's why they gave up on him. Obviously, they were wrong to do that. But his fastball velocity had dropped each season. I believe he was only 3 seasons in, or 2.5. I mean, he hadn't pitched 3 seasons yet.
Right.
But his fastball velocity is going down, and every year they had to limit his innings. I mean, it just a trend towards the end of the year. So, yeah, I'd be a little worried if I was them, Patio. Be a little worried, dude. Yeah. A little worried about your boy.
Yo, he's worried, man. He was the one telling me not to play him against your boy, and I did it twice. So, only in tournaments. So it wasn't my main lineup. I knew better than to play against the Braves. But all right, let's talk about Greinke, man.
This is tough for me, man, because my thing all year, Greinke at home is money. 10-0, 239, K and everybody, but it's the Dodgers. Right? And it's in Arizona. So I don't know. I'm a little torn on it. I think he's only faced him once this year, and it was LA, and they rocked him pretty good. But for whatever reason, this dude at home is money. I mean, he's put him in the bank. 11K on DraftKings. I think, as much as it might come back to bite me, I'm going to play him. I'm going to play him in cash. I'm doing it. I'm telling you right now. Greinke.
Hey, man.
I'll take it.
I don't hate it. I really don't. I want to see which way this line goes. I'm very curious to see which way it goes because I'm surprised. I mean, Alex Wood, the Dodgers have been red hot, best team in baseball, but Zach Greinke, man. And then, of course, we know, obviously, there's the narrative factor. And again,
narrative, baby.
You always hear me talk about how I'm not big on narratives in baseball except for the pitcher. Because they have the ball in their hands. They can actually do something about it. So, I think there's merit to that with Greinke. He feels like somewhat safe because even if he gives up his home runs, like to Seager, Bellinger, etc., the Dodgers are striking out at a high clip lately. And like you said, his K per 9 is way higher at home. His K rate at home is significantly higher than it is on the road. And I think it has partly to do with, I think his pitching styles that are different at home. I think he knows he can't give up hits too much because eventually he'll give up a bomb. So I think he goes for more strikeouts, if that makes sense.
Yeah. No, it makes total sense.
So, yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense for sure, man. But I definitely think in this game you're going to want to take a stance. You're going to want to, if you like Greinke, then you might want to consider taking a couple of these Diamondbacks. Not a full stack, but pick a guy, maybe JD, maybe Goldie. In the same sense, if you like Wood,
Pollock's got really good numbers against Alex Wood.
That's a great option.
I like Pollock for sure.
And if you like Wood, then you might want to mess maybe Bellinger, Seager, one of those guys or something. But I think you're going to want to take a stance here, right?
Yeah.
All right, man. That wraps it up, man. 2 slates, not bad. Got it done. A little over an hour, but not bad. Thank you, brother.
Yeah, it was good, man.
It's
fun for tomorrow.
Always fun, man. It's going to be a great slate. I should have fun on live show.
Yeah, everybody's got to read those articles tomorrow. We got to figure out these pitchers. These pitchers are crazy.
We got some great articles, and you can check out Jason's article. It's free. He does that for you guys. It's his gift to the world.
Man of the people.
Man of the people. That's Slim Gaede. And, of course, everybody else's articles. You'll see Cuse's article. The VMI article is great. Patio Joe's Cash Game article, Straight Cash Homie. Paulie's Attacking GPP articles, a.k.a. Palm Trees GPPs. I'll write the pitching prospectus. So some of those are premium stuff. Which reminds me, guys, before we play some Dong Watch, I'm just going to remind you guys, sign up at wisetake.com if you're not signed up already. Join us over there, man. We have a blast. Our members are learning a great deal. Some of the feedback I'm getting about what they're learning and how their ROI is improved. I mean, look at our YouTube comments lately, man. It's been phenomenal. Just everything in general. Really, really proud of the team that we have, and I'm proud of the community that we're building. The members that we have are phenomenal. They're very smart, talented group of people, and they're learning, and it means a lot to us. We appreciate it because that's what it's all about. We care about this industry. We want the industry to do well, and that's the only reason that we're doing this and trying to provide a premium community where people can come and just learn right away instead of come and waste your money and not know what the hell you're doing. Yeah. And just keep feeding Chipotle Attic and all these other names that you hear out there, So just as a special courtesy for you podcast listeners, podcast, of course, is free, always will be free. But as a special courtesy, we're offering a promo code only available to you guys. Promo code is podcast, PODCAST. And you get 20% off. You can get 20% off the monthly pass. If you want to try us for a day, you get 20% off of that. If you want to try us for a week, you get 20% off of that. Obviously, 20% off the monthly pass is your best betted value, and the monthly plan is the best betted value anyway. You get access every day. Articles, premium articles, you get access to the Wise Take models, DraftKings and FanDuel both, and you get access to the write-ups and the live stream, of course, which a lot of people like. We all love the live stream. And the premium chat, man, the chat in itself is incredible, man. We got guys like Galsab in there. Galsab's won over $500,000 this year. Like, incredible. We have him hanging out in the chats. He's a big-time GPP guy. We got Cuse. We got, once in a while, Gaede will pop in there when he can. Paulie D, Patio Joe, myself, we're always in there asking questions. Even some of our members, are learning so much that they're answering questions on their own and holding their own, man. That's what it's all about. So we love seeing it. Anyway, I'll stop ranting because I know people don't like when I do that. But let's play some Dong Watch and we'll get up out of here, brother, okay?
Let's do it, man.
All right, so we're going to keep this all day, okay? And I know you like to play those all-day slates. We're going to do the all-day. And
I do love all day.
You do.
I do.
So we're going to do first base, third base, outfield, okay?
Okay.
Start us off.
Not breaking it down any more than that, huh?
That's it.
First base?
First base, third base, and outfield.
Ah, man, I know what I want to say. Yeah, fuck it. All right, Freeman.
Freddie Free, Homer.
I said it last time, Homer pick. It's gonna pay off this time.
Yeah.
I feel it.
I hear you. Hey, I'm cool with it, man. I'm cool with it. I'll go with no, I'm not gonna do that. First baseman. Give me Lomo. I'll take Lomo against Porcello.
There you go. Oh. What do we got? Third base?
Hold on. I just looked at Miguel Cabrera's price on DraftKings. Is that right?
Haven't seen it.
$3K.
Whew. Is that a slap in the face to him?
Wow, I think so. I think it's a big smack in the face to him. I mean, he hasn't done shit, but anyway, that's a whole other topic. Third base, my man.
Third base. Give me Anthony Rendon.
I like it. I like that a lot, actually. I really like that. I'll go with Suarez against Wood because I do want to pick on Wood tomorrow.
Yeah. Good call. I like that a lot.
I'm with it.
Whew. Okay. Outfield. Man. I don't know. So many good choices.
A lot of good choices.
You got somebody in mind? You want to go first? Oh, fine. I got it. My dog, Pirella. Yes.
Pirella.
Taking him again.
From the Padres. Okay.
Is he outfield?
I'm pretty sure.
He's all over the place on different sites.
I'll accept it because I'm sure. I know.
I know he's out. He's outfield eligible on DK for sure. So
yeah. So then he is on both. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he's outfield on both.
I'm rolling with him. I'm talking him up. So let's do it.
All right. I'm gonna go with. I think I'm gonna go with. Give me Ryan Braun against Bartolo.
Here you go.
I'm surprised that we didn't just pick all guys against Bartolo.
And I thought about it too, man. It was like Shaw or Rendon.
Rendon was a nice pick, though. I like that call.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, man. Jason, it's always a pleasure having you on here, man. I appreciate you coming on. Appreciate all the work you do for us. You're a great member of the team, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah. Next time I come on, if we have time, I've got some perspective that I would like to share where I can relate DFS to life. It's something I've been thinking about. Might be interested in that. I'm just saying. Hey. It might be funny. I don't know.
I'm interested. Is there anything you want to share with us now?
No, I'm going to hold on to it. I'm going to hold on to it because I want to do it at the beginning so I know that everyone watches it.
Remind me,
you know what I mean?
Remind me, and next week we will give you that opportunity.
If you're single or you remember what it's like to be single, I'm coming at you and I'm here for you.
Oh, okay, man.
I'm leaving that out there.
I am excited for next week now. You got me excited for the show next week, man. So
Good.
We'll have to see what you have to say, man.
Yeah, I'm pumped.
All right, brother, man.
Appreciate
it, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys. If you're watching on YouTube, click that thumbs up, that like button. It means a lot to us. It really does. Subscribe to the channel. It matters. Please help us out. If you're listening on Podbean, give us a follow there. If you're listening on iTunes, the audio-only version, subscribe to the channel. Give us some 5-star reviews. Bump us up those charts, man. The world needs to hear Slim Gaede. The world needs to hear Patio Joe, Cuse, Paulie D. Like, the world needs to hear these guys, man. Because, like, you can't make the shit up that happens on these things. And if you think the podcasts are good, which I love these podcasts. I have so much fun. I do them every day. I wouldn't do it if I didn't love it. Because I do it for free. So it's like, the premium live shows are absolutely hysterical. So, and they're good. Today, a lot of our users probably did well because a lot of the recommendations were right on. But they're also a lot of fun. So anyway, for Slim and for myself, as always, good luck.
Peace. Yeah.